Hey y'all, I'm back with another Legacy video, and in this video I am going to be revisiting Dimir Tempo. I've really been having a lot of fun playing this deck, and I want to highlight a couple changes from what I played last. So in the main deck I had only 3 Tamiyo, but I want to try going up to 4. I really like 4 Tamiyo and Breakfast, and you know, it's probably the best turn 1 play that you can have in Legacy, and so why not have a little bit better access to that? I'm going down 1 Thoughtseize to make room for the Tamiyo. I think that Thoughtseize is really great. There are a lot of Dimir lists that have only 3 Thoughtseize. I've seen as little as 2. So 3 seems like the sweet spot there, though I was really liking Thoughtseize as well. So I'll try to evaluate over the next few leagues how that feels. And then in the sideboard, I wanted another piece of removal, so I went up a copy of Sheoldred's Edict, which will be nice for its flexibility. There's a lot that can hit. And I went down a Null Rod. Null Rod is obviously really good against a lot of decks, but a lot of the big mana artifact decks, Cloudpost, Mystic Forge, they can win despite a Null Rod. And so I didn't feel like I was getting the mileage I really wanted to out of Null Rod. Though I still want to be on 1 copy of it for now, at least. Anyway, other than that, you know, it's just a deck designed to hit hard, get people dead as quickly as possible, and keep people honest with all of the Wastelands, Dazes, Forces, and one card in particular I've really liked is Kaito, Bane of Nightmares. This is the card that feels the most like a Nadu card to me. It's very different, but you know, when it hits the board, it really feels like your opponent's window to win is closing very quickly. And there's just a lot of cool modes of this card that you can do. Just earlier today, I was playing a match against an opponent with Ensnaring Bridge, and they had no cards in hand. I attacked with Tamiyo. They were on 3 life. Ninjutsu'd in the Kaito and won. And it's just a super cool card. So that's been one of the highlights of playing this deck. It's a super cool list. Let's see how the league goes. I'm on the play in the first match. And this hand seems fine. I'll probably start with an Underground Sea and play the Nethergoyf out, holding up Daze through my opponent's turn. And if they do have Wasteland, if I do have to worry about my mana, then I do have access to both basics still. I'm going to start with Polluted Delta. Doesn't really matter very much, I think, what fetch land at first, but if they had something like Anointed Peacekeeper that they could play turn 1, I would rather have a mix of the fetch lands. Alright, looks like some big mana from my opponent. So I'll ponder here. I would love to find a Wasteland, but this Kaito looks pretty promising as well. Alright, I found the Wasteland, followed by an Orcish Bowmaster, so I think that's just going to be the plan. So I'll play the Wasteland, get rid of this tower, and hopefully that stunts them on mana pretty hard. If their plan was to follow up with Planar Nexus, that's still a pretty rough land for them to have, but it's nice to be able to cut them off a good bit of mana. And if I don't have to Daze anything on the next turn cycle, then I can Bowmaster and then get the Kaito in. So I would say the start of this game is looking good. So in their upkeep, Wasteland, and now let's see what they're able to do. Tomb, okay. Ancient Tomb Go is always nice. I'll play this land down now, and just hit with the Goyf, another 2 damage. It is possible that that was Wasteland bait, the tower. But I'm prepared to Daze, you know, a 1 ring or something like that. It'll be an interesting decision if they 1 ring here, whether I should hard cast Daze or not. But seeing as we're making it to the end step, I'll just flash in Orcish Bowmasters, keep the damage coming. They might have Kozilek's Command. In fact, I'd be shocked if they didn't. All right, a Tamiyo, a little late. I'll fetch now. get a third Underground Sea, and then it's probably just this token. I want to push as much damage as possible, so the token will be ninjutsu'd back. Okay, something's happening here. Whatever happens, I mean, it's probably a command for 1 playing around Daze, kill the Goyf. I'm fine with this, if that's what they do. Killing the Bowmaster, interesting. And playing into Daze. So, if I Daze this, I can't get in Kaito this turn. I'm not super keen on them getting this mana, because that's gonna make Daze pretty unvaluable. I think I just need to Daze this and then cast Ponder. So I will do exactly that. This line will also give me a chance to play out Tamiyo, though I won't get my Kaito in. And that Kaito was a little bit telegraphed, so, but that also did get an extra damage through the Goyf. So their life total's pretty low here. I have them dead next turn if they tap Tombs. Really just want to see a Force of Will. Awesome. And with that in mind, I probably won't play out the Tamiyo. And Murktide is probably a good follow-up rather than the Goyf. So I will do that. It could be Cloudpost though still, like they could have Force of Will, so they could go like 1 ring, force back up, but then they're on 2 life. I think they just don't have a chance here, even with 7 cards in hand. And they would actually be a 1 life if they forced back, so I think it's just too low of a life total for them to recover. Alright, Glimmer Post, well, it does gain a life. And so they are posts, so they probably do have access to Force of Will. Thought-Knot Seer. Yeah, I need to force the Thought-Knot Seer. Interesting. Yeah, I just need to force this, because they could take the Kaito, and now I have them dead. They could have Force of Will. I would actually be very happy with my choice of Murktide Regent for the next card off that Ponder, if in fact, wow. All right, but now they're at 2. So I have lethal on board, even if they can block. So unless they can make more mana here, the game should be over. Okay, yeah, and they just scoop. So that was like Thought-Knot Seer, just for information. And on to game 2. So I do want this 1 of Null Rod. All the consigned memories are good. Thought-Knot Seer is interesting. So I'm sure this is like the Cloudpost deck. They probably do have Chalice of the Void, which is annoying. But I want all those. I don't know if I want Shouldered's Edict. I'm bringing in plenty of cards already. So Tamiyo feels like a safe cut. I think I can get away with taking out the pushes as well. And I'm not too keen on the basic Swamp. I wonder if maybe a Tamiyo would be better than the Swamp. I'll try that. Alright, this hand is serviceable. Certainly can keep them off of big mana plays for a little while. So, let's see what they do. Well, I start with Basic Island. That's fine. And happy to see that Underground Sea, kind of. I need action though. I don't need lands. Murktide and then 2 more lands. I think this is a shuffle. Brainstorm is sweet. It might be a little while before I cast that if I wind up wastelanding them a whole bunch here. Okay, Cloudpost. This just looks like a really clean wasteland target. The 4th wasteland. Oh my god. Well, they're gonna get sick of it. Okay, Underground Sea. So this time I should probably go to Upkeep and then Wasteland. If they have Orcish Bowmasters, which I don't think this deck plays, I can Daze it. And I think with all 4 Wastelands, it's just, yeah, use it until their land drops stop coming. And I think this turn is probably just play another Wasteland I don't think I need to brainstorm. So now they know their next land is not going to last very long. And I want to go ahead and get my Bowmaster down. Tower, okay. Well, it's going to get wastelanded. Okay, I have another land here. That's probably going back in the deck with Brainstorm. So I definitely want to wasteland them. And then it might just be play out the other wasteland and then hold up Bowmaster so I can keep pushing damage. I think that's the plan. I actually just spoke while I was passing through, so I should have another land in play here, so my bad. Yeah, I should be able to drop another Bowmaster here. So that was really, really loose by me. Okay, Thoughtseize. Let's combat first. Oh, the fourth Wasteland. And then I'm guessing this Thoughtseize will be pretty good. Daze looks great. My opponent lingered very long there, probably just counting the Wastelands in my graveyard. Yes, I have seen all 4 in the top 14 cards in my deck. Yeah, I think I'll just take Command. And then all these 3-drops are going to get dazed if they're ever able to cast them. So this is multiple turns where I could have been pushing more damage because of that one missed land drop. So that's pretty embarrassing. But the 4 Wasteland start obviously is pretty strong. Love to see Force and Negation. So I'm just going to push damage now and cast this Bowmaster right now. Now, if they can get a land and get this Barrogoyf down, like, that is pretty good for them, and I don't really have removal for it. So that was a huge punt on my part. Okay. So this will be a Daze for sure. Don't want them to find black mana. And eventually it's going to get to the point where if they stock up, really I think they can stock up, what, one more time? Seeing Daze there is really nice. Another Daze. I don't think there's anything to do here pre-combat. So I'll just go to combat, attack for 4. I will cast one of these Brainstorms because I still have Force Blue plus Daze to get me to my next turn. If they tap the Tomb for stock up, they're dead. Found another Force, so I have double Force plus Daze. Yeah, this looks over. They would have to get Barrogoyf down this turn. I know 5 of the cards in their hand. If both the cards are Force, unknown, if both unknown cards are Force, then they wouldn't have a land. So this should be over. Stock up. I mean, I guess I just Daze it. Just don't give them a window for anything. Yep, 4 Wastelands, pretty good against the big mana deck. Alright, on to the next one. I'm on the draw for match 2. The one dual land mana base in this hand is not great, but I have Ponder, Thoughtseize, Double Daze. I think there's no reason to mulligan this. Just have to hope that it lines up well against what they're doing. Certainly there could be better hands. Ooh, Urza Saga turn 1, okay. And Mox Diamond, so it's lands. So this is really not the best hand here. Sylvan Safekeeper, okay. Well, down to 3 cards in hand. Okay, that was a nice pickup. I think I like Thoughtseize. Ice-Till Explorer. Yeah, glad to get rid of that. And I guess they were a little ways away from casting it, but... So there's going to be some constructs, and because of the Mox Diamond, they're going to enter bigger than my Bowmaster. But I can make life awkward for them and cast the Bowmaster this turn. And then they have to choose between making another construct or keeping their safekeeper. So I like that. So let me flash this in now. And I think they probably want to... Okay. So they'll deny me my 1/1. And they'll get to make one construct. So I feel like I kind of survived that. That could have gone a lot worse for me. Having a second construct would have been pretty brutal. And now I just have to hope that whatever they get here doesn't keep me off Murktide. Boots. Okay. So they're just going to try to push damage with this. And another Mox Diamond. Yeah. No reason to like Daze that or anything. Though I am trying to get to this Murktide pretty quickly. This construct will have me dead. Okay. Yeah, that's pretty good. No cards in hand. But swinging in for half my life total is pretty good. I might have to chump here. I think I can maybe wait a turn before doing that. And they have no lands, so the Safekeeper is actually turned off. Okay, that's a reasonable chump blocker. That's a shuffle for sure. I don't know. Yeah, I think I just need to shuffle that. Okay, push is really good. I can push this thing right here before they can do anything. And then I can chump. And then next turn I can Murktide, and my Murktide will be bigger than their Reclaimer. So I may have stabilized here. Yeah, push was a really excellent random draw off of that Ponder Shuffle. Just have to hope to not get Wastelanded. But if they play like Thoughtseize or something, if they're Abzan, my hand is Thoughtseize proof. They could play something that's Dazeable here. Green Suns for 1, I will definitely Daze that. And then I don't necessarily have to block here. I think I will, though. That's another card type in graveyard, and they're not drawing cards or anything. So, Thoughtseize, pretty atrocious top deck, but Murktide is going to be really good. And I'm just going to go for the max on this one. And then next turn I can play the Tamiyo, and this can just be my blocker. Of course, they top deck swords. That's great. Yeah. It's a nice little life buffer. But obviously I would have rather had the Murktide. Okay, Bowmaster. I think I like pinging this thing down and then chumping. Okay, I'll chump with the token. This looks like another Dazeable play. So that helps fill up the yard for Murktide. Man, they have top decked really well. Okay, another land. That also will help fill up the yard for Murktide. I don't really know if I can afford to cast the Thoughtseize. That's really tough. Okay, odd as it is, I think I'm going to cast the Thoughtseize just to help get to this Murktide and make it bigger. Like now it'll be a 5/5. I can Surveil and maybe Surveil a land, and then I'll block with the Bowmaster. Okay, Dark Depths. They're still swinging. Nethergoyf, that's also pretty well. It's not great because I'm about to drop the Murktide. But let's Surveil here. See what happens. Another land, don't want that. So I will go ahead and Murktide, and I'll leave the Bowmaster in the yard. Attack with Tamiyo. And again, I feel like I've stabilized here, though now they can use the Reclaimer for its activated ability, so it still has some good value. Okay, so that's probably what they'll get to do. So I just have to hope that cracking these clues provides enough card advantage. I can flip the Tamiyo this turn. That seems pretty good. I'll start by drawing a card here. Go to combat. I probably have to hold up Wasteland. Actually, that was a pretty nice pickup. And that'll give me a reason to drop the Goyf. Because they could get Thespian Stage and then make Merit Lage. So I can't have that. And then next turn I can flip Tamiyo. Well, let's see what they got. Okay, they just get rid of the Dark Depths. They could have Tabernacle. Saga. Well, I'm going to Wasteland that right now. Just not going to let them have any value off that. And they probably have a Surveil here. And they bin Forest. So random card coming off the top. I have a Tamiyo flip coming in. Flagstones. I think they're too far away in this stage of the game for like this level of value play to be really good. And again, I'll start off just by cracking this clue. Don't think the timing really matters. Thoughtseizes again. Pretty bad top deck. And I'll go ahead and get my next card. Another land. Pretty bad. But now with the Tamiyo ticking up, there's a lot of pressure on them to make something happen. And I don't know if they're going to really be able to do that. So let's just see. So the Savannah is what they got off of the Flagstones going to the graveyard trigger. And their Reclaimer. I mean, they could get a Dark Depths combo pretty soon. Echoing Deeps, presumably, yeah, Saga. It's pretty good. So if they have a Pithing Needle, that actually could get the Tamiyo. So yeah, this is a bit of a tough spot. I don't have any instants or sorceries in my graveyard. Making a construct, and then they can give it haste. It's pretty good. And Legolas's quick reflexes. Wow. So they're gonna get to kill my Murktide, attack my Tamiyo, but actually only does 4. So I can still actually block and kill this. I can block here and I can block here. Very interesting decision. Or I could just chump here, block and kill this. I think I like that better. Yeah, chump here, kill this guy. And, oh yeah, the Murktide would still die, actually. So, yeah. Okay, push on this is good. So, I don't know if they're going to have... I don't know if they're going to have the needle, but I think I just have to take the safe route. Like, now I can keep them off that construct. If they don't have Pithing Needle, I think they're in trouble. And if they do, I at least got some value off of it, and I'll get to kill this construct. If they have Needle, I have a couple Borrowers in deck. Okay, they didn't have Pithing Needle, so they had a land? Or is this going immediately to the graveyard? Okay. I'm going to do this now. They could have reflexes. They did not. But they did have a land. Okay. Now, if I Thoughtseize, I can actually get the Nethergoyf back. I'll start with a Ponder. Yeah, those cards are fine. I'll just play this Goyf. Say go. I'll keep holding the lands in case I get a Brainstorm. Wasteland, yep. All right. Getting closer. Well, I anticipate this is going to be a tough matchup. I think this deck is really like designed to kick my butt. So I'm pretty glad things were looking kind of grim in this one. But I seem to have stabilized, momentarily at least. And I'm 2 turns away from getting to ultimate the Tamiyo. Force of Will when I don't have a blue card seems like a shuffle. I will cast the Brainstorm now, and that's why I was holding these lands. Of course, Thoughtseize also looks pretty bad. Yeah, so I guess I'm kind of stuck with this. I'll play out one of the lands. And actually where I think this game went wrong was my opponent's decision to save their Sylvan Safekeeper. Because that cost them a construct. They would have pushed a lot more damage. So I'm going for the ultimate. I have them dead in a couple turns of combat as well. So this has to be a pretty special draw here for the game not to really be over. And I can probably also get a Kaito that would be lethal. So looks like they're letting me do this. But in my upkeep, they are, okay, swordsing the Goyf. All right, well, that's fine. I'll draw half my library. Cool. We got the Kaito. Yeah, I mean, just think this is over here. And I'll do what I can to push as much damage as possible. Play out a Wasteland in case they Wasteland me, and then I'll actually return the Bowmaster. And I'll just leave up Wasteland. Oh, I have to return an attacking creature, so I'll return this Bowmaster. So that puts them at 2. I'll just Surveil. I'll just put these both in the graveyard. And now those 2 lethal attackers. Yeah, I think this one's over. All right, Elvish Reclaimer. Well, I can minus. Yeah, put the boots on it. That's fine. I guess I should have forced that. That was sloppy on my end. Sometimes it's easy to get sloppy when you're having 18 cards in hand. So the thing is, though, even if they... So if they have Sajiri Step, let's say, they still have to tap this thing. And by tapping it, they tap out of... yeah. Now I just have 2 lethal attackers. Even if they have Maze of Ith. Yeah, so we're just... I don't know what we're playing for here, but... no, I'm not even going to pay. I'll play a Tamiyo with the mana. And attack for lethal. Alright, I have to watch out for the clock. I'm down on the clock, which is not an experience I'm used to having. This is a matchup where I think Engineered Explosives could be good. I don't know about Null Rod. I like Surgicals. I like the Edict. And then I think the rest is not going to be good enough. I'll take out the Dazes, a couple Thoughtseizes, I think. I'll leave 1 Thoughtseize. I think this will be a good... well, the Bowmasters aren't great. I think I'll leave in the Thoughtseizes and take out a couple Bowmasters. They don't really draw cards. I doubt they have Sylvan Library. Okay. Yeah, this is a keep. The mana situation is not great. I'm going to get a basic island and play Tamiyo. So if they can answer the Tamiyo, and if I don't draw another card, if I don't draw another land, it'll be kind of rough. Them starting with Yavimaya and not doing anything there makes me think they have crop rotation. If they don't answer the Tamiyo, I'll start drawing cards. But I think this looks pretty good overall. Okay, well I can Wasteland that. And this looks like a Green Suns for 1, probably getting Reclaimer. That's fine. Nice to see them tapped off crop rotation. I would love a Brainstorm. Okay, another black card. And as tempting as it is to try to get that Yavimaya out of play and like keep them off constructs, I think just Wastelanding Saga is correct. Mox Diamond. Okay, they appear to be making a play here. Knight of the Reliquary is pretty good. So I think I have to use this Wasteland to help crack the clue. Okay, Ponder. I think I'm going to stick with the plan, despite drawing the Ponder. I could Petty Theft the Knight, and then I have a better chance of flipping Tamiyo next turn. I think I will do that. But this is punished by a Wasteland in hand from the opponent. They could also read that as like having Daze. Well, that was really good for them. That comes in tapped though, right? Okay, so they just had it be a colorless one. So even though I don't really have an answer for this, I think that was kind of a win. All right, so I think I have to flip this Tamiyo. Well, if I flip the Tamiyo, it just dies. Nevertheless, I think it's correct to ponder. And I have to shuffle that. Okay, Undercity Sewers is all right. Edict. They're probably going to Wasteland me off of black, so don't think I'm too into that. This game's looking like it's going to be a loss, to be honest. Choke. Yeah, I'm just going to scoop to that. So I actually think I want Force of Negation, seeing that they have choke and maybe Daze on the play. I think I want to get out of Orcish Bowmasters altogether. And let's see. Maybe I'll stay off the Dazes, but keep things as they are. Yeah, I'll try that. All right, sounds pretty good. I'll keep it. Start with a Tamiyo. And getting to playoff basics is really nice. If they want to develop, it'll cost them me getting to use this Tamiyo. Looks like they have not only no play, but now I am untapping with Tamiyo. And probably after drawing the Underground Sea, I'll just play that out as my land. Sylvan Library is really good. Guess I'll draw a card in response. Okay. Well, I could Petty Theft that. I could also just go Goyf, Goyf. I think I like Petty Theft plus Undercity Sewers. And then next turn flip Tamiyo by cracking both clues. Don't think I need Wasteland. And now if they want to play the library, they have to... Well, now they could answer Tamiyo as well, but they're playing Choke. Great. Yeah, that's fine. Obviously, it's really bad for me, but I can get rid of this thing here. Surgical it right now. And I didn't get the other ones in their deck. Yeah, I'm just, I think this choke is just pretty lights out for me, honestly. So, yeah, it feels pretty bad. And I've made my land drop, so I can't play a Goyf. Yep. Yep, they have the Sylvan Library. Force of Negation, much too late. Well, like I said, this deck was probably built to beat my deck, and it looks like it's going to do that. I have no answer to this choke unless I draw my other Petty Theft. I think Petty Theft on Sylvan Library was maybe a loose play on my end. So, it is what it is. Alright, well, I'm paying a whole lot of life is decent. Sadly, that Endurance means I can't really attack. Another Surgical. They don't have anything in their graveyard. Yeah. Like, I know there's plenty left to be played here based on how things are on board, but I'm just ready to pack it in. This game's just not going to go my way. They're drawing cards with the library. They have the Endurance, which means they have a blocker, and my Goyfs can't attack, and, like, I can get one card type in based on how things are. It's just not going to work out. I'm on the draw for the third match. Obvious mulligan, no lands. My opponent is also mulliganing. I can keep this. I'll probably bottom the Kaito. Just assuming... I don't know. I'll bottom a Tamiyo. If they answer one Tamiyo, it's fine. Whoa. Alright, we got a game here. I think I need to ponder and try to find Force of Will. Okay, cool. And I don't know if Daze will be good, so I'll draw the Force just to play it safe. And then I have Force Pitch Kaito most likely. Grim Monolith. Yeah, I'm not going to counter Grim Monolith. I have no idea what my opponent is up to. And I like getting a Surveil, so I will play the Tamiyo still. Even if I lose Kaito, drawing cards off of Tamiyo will be fine. Another Monolith is fine. Daze does look pretty bad here. Coveted Jewel. Let's see what happens when I Surveil. Thoughtseize. It's probably late for Thoughtseize to be good. I'm going to Force Pitch Kaido. And now, if they can't untap these things, they're in a lot of trouble. Wasteland. Perfect. And I have a decision to make about whether I want a Bowmaster or draw a card. If they have no play here, I'll probably drop the Bowmaster. Copy artifact. So you're going to copy. Well, you're giving me an opportunity to daze something. So I'm going to stick with the plan of Bowmaster, ping their face, and then, yeah, I think right now the plan is mana denial. So I'm not going to let them copy Grim Monolith. Could that have copied my token? Yeah, so they could have copied my clue token as well, redrawn. That wouldn't have been so bad, but all right, another Daze. Now I'm not going to push damage here. I will make a decision at a later time about whether I need to crack that clue or not. No play. I will keep playing Bowmasters. Maybe this is greedy, but I'm feeling pretty comfortable here. Okay. I will draw a card in case I get a Wasteland. And next turn I can flip Tamiyo if I play the Sewers. Ponder is good. I'll keep that on top. Seems like they just had this early gambit with the monoliths, and with that not paying off, it seems pretty done right now. I'll go to combat. I suppose I could have pondered and seen if I drew the other Kaito, but I'm ready to flip Tamiyo. So I should actually crack a clue first. Another Bowmaster. Don't think I need another Bowmaster. I think I'd rather flip Tamiyo. Well, there is Kaito. So I'll take the Kaito. This flips. Play my land, and I'll pass. I don't quite have them dead next turn. Phyrexian Metamorph played into Daze. I will definitely Daze this. And that's the game. Cool. Null Rod, definitely. Consigns, definitely. Force of Negation, definitely. Maybe Engineered Explosives. Probably not Surgical Extraction. I think Bowmaster is pretty good. Fatal Push obviously is terrible. I can cut the basic Swamp. And then probably just 2 Tamiyos. Try it like that. I think I want to keep all the counter spells. I hate cutting Dazes, even on the draw against all-in combo decks. Just seems like you want to have all the counter spells you possibly can to keep them honest. This hand looks great. I will keep Force Defense Grid, pitch at Daze. Unfortunate that they had that play. But I'll get to Thoughtseize them. Okay. I don't think I can beat a Lodestone Golem. They have to play the Chromux to stock up. Yeah, I think it's just Lodestone Golem. If you haven't seen that card, it's Thalia, but a 4/4 artifact creature. Because, yeah, they could play that around Daze, and then I'm just screwed, right? I only have the 1 land. Yep. Probably Transmute Artifact. Yep. And they were careful to make their land drop, so they get to stock up around Daze. Yeah, so I need to find something good off of these cantrips and my draw step to keep the interaction coming and then somehow turn the corner. Daze is no longer looking great. Though if I find a Wasteland, it will. As things stand, pending the draw step, this one land that I use will... the 1 mana I get to spend will be on Ponder. Alright, so I have no information about their hand. 3 cards in hand. Goyf is cool, but I need to find interaction. Alright. How likely is it that I'll get to Daze a spell if I Wasteland here? If they have another Soul Land ready to go, they could like drop a One Ring. Man, this is a huge decision. I think I'm going to go for the Wasteland play. I'll put Force of Will on bottom, Force of Negation, and Wasteland. They would need another Soul Land, and they have like a lot of tapped lands. And this would be possibly to play the One Ring, Show and Tell. Played into Daze. Okay. Well, that worked out as planned. Now I think it's acceptable to spend this turn to drop the Goyf. Force of Negation. The fact that they couldn't back up that Show and Tell leads me to believe that it's very likely that their next big thing also won't resolve. Another Show and Tell. Okay, well. So 1 card in their hand is some big thing. Probably an Emrakul. And with another Force of Will held up, I don't think I'm doing anything here. Would love another Wasteland, but holding Force Blue, I think I have to just be really cautious. Play it safe. Lodestone Golem, 5/3. Not a 4/4 like I said earlier, I think. Is going Hellbent worth it? I lose my clock if they block. If they don't block, yeah, I think this is it. If they tap the tomb again, they only have 1 turn left. If they have Force Blue and they've been saving it... Oh, and yeah, the other key difference is it's non-artifact spells, not non-creature spells like Thalia. So it's a Thalia tax, but on non-artifact. So not a very commonly played card, but back in the day you used to be able to play Mud, which was like a mono colorless deck, sort of a prison deck. Well, they waited a long time on that. Alright, well, if I draw another blue card, I'll be back to holding up Force of Negation. If they tap the tomb and can't... Alright, Lodestone Golem, but they have to block. Petty Theft. I think I'm just gonna pass here. I can pay the tax of the Golem. They can't tap that Ancient Tomb. Thoughtseize, not a good draw. So we're just passing still. But at any point, if I want to, I can attack here. Now maybe I want to. And then Thoughtseize them. Yeah, I think I have enough business now in my hand that I'm willing to make this trade. And then if I ever draw a land, I can maybe eventually get this Brazen Borrower in. So I'll Thoughtseize them. Another Lodestone Golem. Paradox Engine, copy Artifact. So the only castable thing they have now is copy Artifact. Lodestone Golem, though, is pretty threatening, and this really isn't that threatening. Like, they could copy Chrome Locks, but they would have to imprint something. Just take a Lodestone Golem. And Engine, they're just light years away from being able to use that. Grim Monolith. This, I think, has to get forced. And I will pitch the Borrower, keep the Daze around. All right, another land is good. I can Surveil, maybe get a Bowmaster, some sort of clock. They're passing. Sewers, would love to see Nethergoyf. Kaito. Kaito is too far away. But that does represent another card type that could allow me to get this Nethergoyf. Brainstorm is great. Okay. That was pretty good. All right, so I will pass, and then the plan is just to Bowmaster them. And I'll just do it in their upkeep. Put them to 1. 2 lethal attackers if it resolves. They could have force, but they can't hard cast it. And I think the fact that that resolved is very likely the game. Cool. Yeah, good games. This is the sort of deck that tapping your Ancient Tomb for lethal. This is the sort of deck that Dimir Tempo is meant to absolutely ravage. So anyway, glad to get the win there, and on to the next one. Right, I'm on the draw again in match 4. My opponent always plays like Esper decks. It's been a while since I've seen what they're on, but I feel like I've just played them for years, and it's always kind of something like that. And this hand is pretty nice. It's pretty like archetypical combo, or rather tempo hand. My opponent is on a Multi 6. Thoughtseize, looking good. And I'll Thoughtseize now rather than Goyf. No response, looks like a Brainstorm maybe. Could just be dazing it too. Yeah, I'm fine with this. Obviously, I'm not going to get one of their best cards, but if they are a pretty fair deck, then like just getting one more piece out of their hand is pretty desirable. And they don't 100% know, I'm guessing, what they want in order to interact with me. All right. I don't think they will correctly name anything with Meddling Mage. So I'm going to take Brainstorm. But obviously there's at least one, maybe 2 better cards. Probably 2 better cards coming in next. Yeah, this is fine. They could name like Force of Will. Fatal Push. Yeah, sure. That's tilting. That's what Brainstorm is for. So I'll start with the Ponder and then play the Coif. Yeah. I like more threats. Bowmaster seems like it's going to be really good. Sure. So those were the cards they hid. Maybe I clicked on something wrong. I think they've played the Tundra. And so it's Flooded Strand plus whatever card from last turn they drew. So they're holding up Bowmaster, so I won't mess around with my own. I will just Goyf here. Okay, I'm out of information. Recruiter of the Guard. I think this is an appropriate Force of Will right here. It'll grow my Goyf. Like, if I don't Force of Will the Recruiter, I just have to Force of Will whatever comes out of it. And I'm going to hold the land, obviously hold Fatal Push. And we'll see what they do here. I think if they're smart, they won't attack with Meddling Mage. Another Recruiter, sure. It's a good thing I can ping down. Stoneforge, okay. And wisely, no swing. Cast Ponder. Have to shuffle those, really can't see any more Fatal Pushes. I could Wasteland them, but it doesn't really mean much. Nevertheless, I'm gonna do it. Just take them off a white. Now if I get another Wasteland, I can maybe keep them from Stone Forging, but I think when the Stone Forge hits, it's gonna start looking pretty bad. Okay, not casting Stone Forge is interesting. All right, well, I don't know if that means they're like holding up a Bowmaster. Swords, okay. I'm going to Brainstorm now. If their one unknown card is Orcish Bowmaster, so be it. All right, so I can waste them off white here. I could also Petty Theft the Mage and then push the Stoneforge. Yeah, it's shaping up here. Okay. Yep, Stoneforge. Batterskull. Okay. I think since I know what I'm drawing next turn, I can afford to like make the land drop, play around Daze all the way. So Petty Theft to this guy, push Stoneforge, swing for 2, have another Fatal Push coming next turn. I have the Brazen Borrower, 3/1. Plague Engineer is pretty good. Yeah. I think I'll just cast this now. Strix is good, but I can push it. Keep pushing damage that way. Okay, they have Wasteland as well. Yeah, might as well swing with the 2/2. Umezawa's Jite. Sure, that's pretty good. Really good. Another land. So I think the plan is, gosh, that Jite. With the Jite, I definitely think it's just a trade here. Okay, so I'll play out the land, then whatever they put this on, when I go to combat, I'll push. Okay. And this is when it deals damage, yeah. So I'll trigger Revolt here. Surveil. Another push is good. And then I'll push this thing. Meddling Mage. All right, we've seen 3 Fatal Pushes. Are you gonna cast? Are you gonna name Fatal Push? I guess they've seen 2 Fatal Pushes. Murktide Regent, sure. But sadly, that does mean that they're going to be able to trade here. And my Goyf is in exile. Really tough. Really, really tough. I think I just have to push the damage. And this will be the last turn that I get to use the Borrower. And if they get the mana and can cast Batter Skull, then it's just almost certainly over. Yep. And they can shoot down the Brazen Borrower. Stoneforge Mystic again, so they can get like a Cauldra. Yeah, I think this one's probably over. So I'll have to... That was a really good draw. So they're going to shoot this. And I can't let them get any more triggers off of this. Like, I'll have to bounce Umezawa's Jite. I will let them go to combat. So... Petty Theft, that... But they can gain, what, 2 life? Yeah, so they gain 2 life. So just like oh so close. Aether Vial, pretty bad. But I will cast this. Their hand is Jite, Batter Skull, Cauldra. I don't know if there's any way... Okay, and Swords. Well, Ponder is not bad. Bowmasters into Brainstorm. Not bad. Just cast it now. And because they did Swords that thing, that means that they don't... they didn't get to put anything in with this Stoneforge. But they do have Jite, so they can activate and... Okay, another Aether Vial. That means they can't unless they have another land. Why are they playing these vials out? Just seems really weird. I think I have to brainstorm now. I don't think I can be patient. Couple Dazes, not very good. I can't attack. Yeah. I think I'm just ready to scoop this one up. I was just not quite able to thread the needle there. So this deck does have a lot of basics, but I still think Wasteland has a good shot of being really good. I like Shoulder's Edict, Barrogoyf. Consign's a maybe. I think I'll just take out 3 Dazes. Yeah, this hand looks pretty good. I'll keep. And they're mulling again, mulling to 5. Start off with the sewers. Yes, I like Brainstorm a lot. I think I will play the Brainstorm now. Probably won't need both Wastelands. Probably won't need 3 Wastelands. And I'll put back the Polluted Delta too. Okay. Stoneforge into the bin. Pity I don't have a Bowmaster right now. Held up. But I think knowing that I get to Wasteland this next turn is just so strong. Can I get another Surveil? Yeah, I think I like Thoughtseize. I'll Thoughtseize them before I make any decision about Wasteland. Okay. And they have a Wasteland. Rest in Peace, not too bad. Edict, Swords, Brainstorm. Really tough, actually. I'll take the Swords. Just take some removal. And then I'll just Wasteland them here. This makes the Brainstorm awkward next turn. They could opt to just preserve the fetch land and Wasteland me. If it was me, that's probably what I would do. And hold off on the Brainstorm, but they also have a window where I don't have Bowmaster. Going for another dual land. I'll certainly punish that. And the Rest in Peace could suck against my Goyf deck, but when I'm holding the hand that I'm currently holding... Okay, so they didn't Brainstorm. So I'll do that. I'll play out Bowmaster. Okay, just Wastelanding me. Seems good. Sure, double Wasteland. So I do have a land and another Wasteland. I could even bounce the Rest in Peace if I so chose. Another Wasteland. All right. It's a little scarier. Good top deck. And it's comforting knowing that if and when they do draw a mana source, I'll play the Wasteland. I don't think I should Petty Theft the Rest in Peace. Like, it's just not good enough of a card in this particular game. And it's one more card they could put back with Brainstorm. Alright, well now they can Edict, which sucks. Oh, but they choose to Stoneforge instead. Sure. And they choose to not get blue mana. Well, for now I definitely like the idea of just Petty Thefting this. Tamiyo. I like Tamiyo because then they can't get rid of the Bowmaster. And I think next time, if I'm not lucky enough to get another land, like black mana to get rid of the Stoneforge, then I can Petty Theft the Batterskull. Of course, the Batterskull has that mode where it can be bounced back to hand. So let's just see how this goes here. Alright, I like flipping Tamiyo. That seems pretty good. And hopefully hitting a fetch land. No fetch land to be had. Rough. Okay. I think, though, that this Petty Theft situation, like, they're going to take a turn to activate Stoneforge. This is going to go up to 6. I'm going to Petty Theft their thing. This is going to go up to 8. And then, yeah, they have to, like, recast it. And because of Rest in Peace, everything's in exile. There's no reason to be tempted to do anything else. And so what I will do here, hopefully they don't have Force of Will. Yep, they're going to put in Jite, I bet. Okay, put in Batterskull. Okay, well then it's pretty easy as a decision here to just Petty Theft the token now. Sweet. Ending. Dang. Alright, well I can draw this card finally. Ponder is acceptable, but it's a shame that now they're going to activate the Stoneforge. Okay, so I'll play this first. I'll cast Ponder. That's a shuffle. Alright. So I will let them activate the Stoneforge, and if they put in Jite, I'll even let them draw a card next turn. Though if they drew Force of Will, it's going to be tough. Yeah, I'll just do this now. Get the basic. Don't have to worry about the Murktide. Sweet. All right, now I can proceed with pushing damage. I can Thought Seize them. Play Tamiyo. Okay, so the scariest thing here they could do is, well, because I'm about to play Tamiyo, I just don't want to give them any sort of blocker. Okay. All right, I like Force of Will a lot. Murktide's got to be good for something. And this won't flip the Tamiyo, but I'll hold up. Okay, another land is pretty decent. Okay, they go to 3. I'm about to force whatever it is they play. I don't need to force that. I can push it. Another force. They're letting me do this without the edict. Edict now. Force. I want to just put them to 1 life. And if I draw another blue card, which I will actually surveil now. I guess I don't have any more surveil lands. So I guess I'm just thinning my deck. No blue card, but 2 lethal attackers. Brazen Borrowers can start coming in. Yeah, sweet. All right, this one's gonna be a tricky one. I don't hate Consign. I think I'm just gonna leave everything as it is, though. Null Rod I don't think is good enough. Maybe I'll bring in a Consign over a Daze. Consign could get the Stoneforge. They could actually like cast a GT or something like that. They have lots of ETBs, so just 1 of I think is fine. Well, a 1 lander is a little risky, but I'll keep. Vial, very good for them. Well, there's the other land. They seem to be passing here. Okay, so kept a 1 lander. And I think I just want to hold up Bowmaster. Okay, putting something in here almost certainly. Ooh, a Tamiyo. I'll just push their Tamiyo. I suppose they could have Brainstorm. Interesting decision. I'll go to their upkeep. And I'll push right now. Awesome. I thought that was worth the risk, yeah. Though, honestly, if they're on 1 land, they can't really crack clues. Okay, so they drew the land. And they binned Meddling Mage. Well, I'll Wasteland them. And again, I think holding a Bowmaster is the move. Okay, nothing to put in on the Vial on 2 is nice. Though now they could put in Recruiter of the Guard. I think it's just crack the clue. They could put in Hull Breacher. Ooh, Petty Theft is great. Go to combat. And yeah, I want a Petty Theft this here before I Kaito. Let's see what happens. Okay, they're putting something in here. Recruiter. I'm going to let the Recruiter resolve, and then I'm going to Petty Theft this. True name. Okay. Well, good luck casting it. And then next turn, getting the Kaito will be great. They hit me for 1, so now I know Tamiyo will connect. Okay, they did have a land drop. And they replay the Vial. And I will surveil. It does communicate that there's a window to swords this without me holding up Brainstorm. But it's fine. Don't need another land. Here comes Kaido. And I'll just 0. Put this into my graveyard, put that on top. And I will actually play out Nethergoyf rather than replay Tamiyo. I already have a ton of clues. I have the Brainstorm, so I can redraw it, or I can flip the Tamiyo at my leisure. Rest in peace, sure. I like how they're giving me an opportunity to... I'm surprised they didn't attack. I guess they're going to block with it. So I think what I like doing here is first just going to combat, attack, and they do block. Play Tamiyo, brainstorm with Tamiyo. I want to hold up Bowmaster, I think. Consign, force, this was just perfect. I can put these back. Tamiyo flips. I can 0 to get rid of the bad cards. And I actually will tap out of Bowmaster to Thoughtseize them. I already have the basic swamp, so I don't really need to worry about that. Yeah, I think I can consign the Stoneforge. I'll just take Prismatic Ending. I think this game is looking pretty good. Just have to watch the clock. I can definitely win in time, but it's getting low. This is a forced play. All right, nothing to do except tick up here. And attacking gets them to 13. 0. Into the graveyard, top the Bowmaster, pass the turn. I have Consign, and I'll replicate for Stoneforge. So they have one unknown card, Harbinger, True Name Nemesis. They can play both of them this turn if they want. But the Tamiyo taking up to the ultimate is just gonna basically monopolize what the True Name is able to do. And this can't attack because it's gonna get -1, but they did it anyway. I guess I could block there in case they had ninjutsu, but I'll live. And then I'll play Bowmaster here. Trying to progress this game to being over. They did have Brainstorm. Probably getting rid of Harbinger, but this does Brainstorm lock them. Tamiyo goes up to the ultimate. They have to be able to put in Nemesis to have something there, but Nemesis then has to attack Tamiyo each turn or I ultimate. So I will still have free reign for attacks, though this turn I don't think I can actually attack. Ultimate here, or rather take it up to being able to ultimate. I'm just going to plus this. And because they can put in the Nemesis, I have to pass. Force of Will was a great top deck. Yep. True name, sure. Name's me, makes sense. Vial stays on 3. And this is a forced play. Yep. Okay, they do have a fetch land, which means they might not have Harbinger still. They could have had it at the very bottom and shuffled it away. Another Stoneforge is going to be forced after I draw a card. Okay. I do want to get a Bowmaster in here, so I will just force it pitching Murktide. Sweet. And I'll play out another Bowmaster. Just have to ping their face. Continue to tick up with Tamiyo. I'm going to draw a card here. Wasteland. I like Wastelanding them off of black. Without a Force of Will in hand, I think it's better to 0 the Kaito. And so I will swing out with everything minus the Goyf. They probably have to block here. They also could, if they have Harbinger in hand, they could activate right now, and they would get a free block on one of these, which would be pretty good. Solitude. Yep. Probably just have to get the Bowmaster. They can block with the Stoneforge, so yeah. Now I will, if they block here, flash in the other Bowmaster to finish the job. And that'll play around them top decking like a, what do you call it? Edict. Umezawa's Jite. And then I'll 0, yeah, Shoulder's Edict, really good. I'll put that into my graveyard. I'll put that on top. And they still have to attack Tamiyo, or I draw half my library. But if they do that, then I have lethal. So it better be a good card in hand. Something like Wrath of the Skies, maybe. Meddling Mage, sure. I guess that'll keep them from being dead for a turn. What do they name? Fatal Push, yeah. But they're actually still dead on board here. I just have to minus the Kaito, so they're just hoping I don't see it. So I won't mess around with any other play. I'll just tap this guy down and swing out. Cool. Yeah, they scoop it up. Yeah, that was a surprisingly close match. For what it's worth, I think what my opponent is doing is good against a tempo deck. It's just that their deck looks like a legacy deck from 5 years ago. And my deck with all the modern upgrades, should probably be favor in that situation. So anyway, glad to pick up the win and on to the next one. All right, I'm on the draw. Fourth die roll loss this league. I know my opponent plays Painter, and I think they also have like a pre-modern YouTube channel that I've seen. Good stuff. Okay, Badlands into Grindstone. Sure. Sweet. Yeah, I'll play the Underground Sea. Having 2 Dazes and push feels really good here. I probably should have played the Goyf. Yeah, I don't know why I felt the need to hold up push there. That was kind of silly. I'll play out Goyf, but could probably push at least a couple damage here if I had played it turn 1. So sweet list from the opponent. I wonder if they have Bowmaster, Thoughtseize, stuff like that. City of Traders into the bin, so they're feeling okay about mana. Ancient Tomb into Painter or Ancient Tomb into Fable especially would be kind of rough here. Okay, just another regular old land, not so bad. I'm very eager to Daze something here. Okay. Wondering. Yeah, that's a Daze for sure. Well, I had a guide. I think I like going sewers here. I'll bin this Daze. I don't think I'll want another one after this. I don't know, maybe that was foolish. Maybe I did want one. Do you have another guide? Sweet. Tamiyo is reason enough to play out the Underground Sea. Though Pyroblast is probably a card in their deck in some abundance. Yeah, or Bolt. Well, Goyf's a little bigger now. Okay. Yeah, I'll just go to combat and attack, and I'll play out the Swamp, holding up Push, holding up Bowmaster. Just gotta get this game over with. I'm guessing there's Pyroblasts in hand. I don't know what else there would be. It's a lot of mana. Chaos Defiler? One ring. Man. I have to find both Force and Blue card if I brainstorm. So I think I'm just gonna get a point of damage in while I can. And hope that double Bowmaster does a number on them. Put the damage on the token. So next turn they go to 8. I can deal 4 to them if they draw cards. I would really love an untapped land here. No such luck. This is tough. I don't think I can actually tap out of Fatal Push here when I know that all I need to do is draw Painter. Casting Painter puts them to 6, so they're actually dead on board. If they tap out for Painter Grindstone and don't have the Pyroblast. Another One Ring. Sure, that'll buy them another turn. I'm guessing they're keeping the new one, yeah. Paying the token. I'll probably end step Brainstorm. I so rarely do that, but I think the situation calls for it. Whoa. They're ready. Sacrifice if you destroy target artifact or creature, choose target. Okay, sure. Yeah, you got it. They're incentivized to, like, this isn't gonna last very long. Okay. I mean, I could push this. It doesn't have any, like, yeah, so I can just Bowmaster this. Really convenient, and then I can still hold up push. Get rid of this already. Murktide, not really great. So I think it's best to cast the Ponder. And I'll just attack everything at it. My life total is very healthy. There's no way they could get me from 19. I guess if I Ponder, I could only find Force of Will. If I Brainstorm, I could find Double Push or something like that. I should have Undercity first. Yeah, I think that's fine. I could Wasteland the city. Oops. So Wasteland City. They can't draw cards with the ring. Well, they can't draw cards and tap the tomb. Alright, sweet. Yeah, just, I think the Bowmasters there put them between a rock and a hard place, and maybe they couldn't find Painter. So, yeah, they had to have Painter Servant that game. It was probably worth it to draw cards with the ring. But actually, they'd be dead to it, right? Because they draw 2. Yeah, so if they didn't have Painter in hand right then the game was over. All right, Null Rod, Engineered Explosives, both good. I like Edict. Surgicals are good. Barrowgoyf good. Hydroblast good. Lots of good stuff. Well, they are a one-ring deck, so maybe Bowmasters is okay. I normally take that out versus Painter. Tamiyo is good if they're an Ensnaring Bridge deck, but maybe if they're a multiple one-ring deck, they're not an Ensnaring Bridge deck. I'm definitely going to start with taking these Dazes out. And maybe I'll take the Murktides out as well. I think the Murktide is too easily answerable. I could take out Goyfs. I will struggle to get them dead without the Nether Goyfs. If I'm taking Nether Goyfs out, why am I bringing Barrow Goyfs in? I know they're bigger, but like they both get stuck behind Ensnaring Bridge. I'm going to trim a couple Bowmasters, and I will trim one Nether Goyf. Consign I don't think is very good against Painter, but this is a one-ring build, so like that's one of the tough things about Painter is no two Painter players register the same deck. So this is nice. I can get basic Island and be insulated a bit against a Moon. I don't think I'm in a strong enough position to sandbag the Tamiyo. Well, maybe now. Yeah, I'll wait on the Tamiyo and then have Hydroblast to protect it. That does feel better. Okay, and they're playing Unafraid. Okay, Urza's Saga is really good. And a Grindstone. That's also okay. It would be really nice to find a Wasteland. I think it's worth it to ponder for a Wasteland. If this gets a blast out of hand, that's pretty good too. Good enough. Gotta hope they can't make constructs. Oh, I need to make a land drop. Polluted Delta. So, yeah, I don't know why I was thinking I didn't have a land drop then. I'm definitely not on my sharpest in this video, sadly. Okay, these artifacts are gonna be a problem. One of them can get petty thefted, but their hand is lining up pretty well against mine. I'll get my other basic, play the Null Rod, play Underground Sea, hold up Hydroblast rather than play out Tamiyo. Now Tamiyo might actually be the pitch card to force a will. But especially not with the Null Rod, like, there's no reason why they wouldn't make 2 constructs here. Yep. And then they probably get Pithing Needle. Okay. Getting a single ETB trigger off of Soulgun Lantern. Alright. Would love to see, like, Fatal Push. I think it's too important to resolve Petty Theft. Okay. That's going to alleviate a lot of pressure. Tamiyo, not really interested in that. I already have one, and it's not really that good. Yeah, let's see. A moon, I think I would not counter in this stage of the game. Broadside. Yeah, I'll counter that. I wonder if they're going to drop a Soul Cauldron here. Well, they can't activate it, so there'd be no need. Another land, not really what I was looking for. Shuffle. Push. Very good. So I guess I push this, and then go ahead and cast this now. This also might make them think I have literally no interaction for anything when I have Surgical. So if they go for like, I don't know what they could do. Like they could have haste or something. Maybe they have some guides in hand and could like get a Goblin Engineer and immediately escape their Dragon Engine or something. Or maybe they have Lava Spur Boost. This seems like the type of deck that would have it, though that also is stopped by Null Rod. Yeah, that's good. Unfortunately, holding something that could have prevented that in hand feels kind of bad. Presumably, they're gonna start hitting. They'll start with hitting the Borrower, but they could just hit my face with these. Honestly, they probably just should. Or maybe they'll have Fury. Okay, yep, just go in face. Seems good. Brainstorm, not bad. Man, I think this is over here. Yeah. I guess I could have played Tamiyo, double blocked, surgical myself to shuffle. I don't think it was worth it. All right, now that I've seen a little bit more of their deck, man, that's tricky. You know, I haven't seen a goblin yet, so I'm going to take out the surgicals for one consign, and I'll actually make it 2 consigns. Yeah, it just doesn't seem like they have like much graveyard stuff going on. It's possible they could be on Cauldron if they have Broadside. Yeah, I'll keep. Just Thoughtseize them at the beginning of the game. Especially if they're on a mull. Mulling to 5. Yeah, this is the issue with playing spicy versions of decks, is if you're not playing it optimally, you might all of a sudden see all the cards you don't really want to see all at once. I think I will go Underground Sea here. I'm pretty insulated against the moon. Redirect Lightning, pretty cool. Just take the 1 ring, right? Saga, yep. Petal, yep. Pretty good. Like, it's still somehow weirdly close. I think I'm going to flip this now. I'm going to get a basic island. Pyro Blast off the top. Yeah, that's fine. I guess then I'm going to Surveil. Yeah, I like that. Very interesting decision about whether to fire it off or not. I think their constructs are going to be dwarfed by the Barrowgoyf, so I think it's actually let them have it. They play the city. They get to make their constructs. Oh, they can Needle Wasteland, but I think just dropping the Big Daddy is worth it, backed by Force of Will. If they're needling Wasteland and not getting like a grindstone and they're down on board, I think it's going to be all right. Alternatively, I could have like Wastelanded and then Bowmastered when they made this 1/1. But already with the city, like they're going to have to Wasteland themselves. Ghost Vacuum, okay. And now Urza Saga hitting the yard makes my guy a 6/7. So if they don't have another artifact here, they can't even double block. Well, they can, because the vacuum can get rid of something. I'll brainstorm. Okay. I'll put back, I don't know, maybe just Tamiyo is fine. I don't think Bowmaster is actually that good. And I guess I'll put back a Force if I'm playing out Tamiyo. I could also Thoughtseize. I think I can wait on the Thoughtseize because I'm about to put them to no mana. And then if they actually don't block here, I think it'd be crazy if they didn't block here. I think they're gonna eat their Saga and then double block. But I can put them to 1 permanent. Took Thoughtseize, wow. Well, they could have taken the Saga. So it's not like, yeah, so doesn't really matter. It has Death Touch. They're all gonna die. I'll play Tamiyo. And I'll Wasteland. Holding up Force. Get to Thoughtseize next turn. I think that Mold of 5 is just going to be really rough for them. Now this Redirect Lightning is interesting if it comes to it. But if they have no lands here and I have a Tamiyo, that's going to feel really good. Alright, well they could one day get to 6 mana and have their own Tamiyo. So I think I like Thoughtseizing them. I know I can at least hit a Redirect Lightning. If they have like Soul Guide or a Spirit Guide redirect, that would be pretty sweet, but I can force it if I even feel that's necessary. Yeah, they're just light years away from all of this stuff. I'll just take Pyroblast. And I will Ponder. I don't really want Bowmaster, but I guess I do want Ponders. So that's fine. Next turn I can flip Tamiyo. I can go Ponder. No shuffle. Draw Ponder. Not the most efficient. But with them missing land drops, I think it's worth it. Yeah, those are good. And they're good enough that I can just now crack the clue. Flip Tamiyo. Double Force in hand. Should be over here, I think. Alright, a single land. And they have Redirect Lightning. So if I Wasteland it, they actually redirect. So I guess I don't really have a play here. But they might have to tap out of this. Alright, passing. Tamiyo's gonna go up to 8. I think I like just continuing to draw cards. Don't think I need to drop Bowmaster. This turn I could go for the Wasteland play. Just not let anything hit the stack. And then I just Bowmaster in response to them wasting me. Like just tapping them off of this I think is worthwhile this turn. But because I'm holding so many cards and some of them are Force of Will, like, let's be real, this is just the right play, right? Passing makes it look like I'm going to draw half my deck here. They could have Guide plus Blast, but I have that covered. All right, here we go. Tamiyo Ultimate. Awesome. Well, my standard policy is typically to do the most oppressive thing I can against an opponent who's making me play. But I like my opponent. So, I mean, it's all going to be pretty oppressive, let's be real. But I'll go for the get dead quickly line rather than the, like, Thoughtseize. Just Kaito. And I even think I could take a quicker line, but Kaito is just too sweet, right? Like, it probably would have been faster to go Goyf. I guess I want a Borrower. Alright. Well, we are still playing this game. Ooh, Fury. I guess I force it. And Ponder is the worst card that I can see right now. So I'll just use that. I'm sure I could have picked a different card. But it just doesn't really matter, right? And now I want to push damage, so I'm going to play this Bowmaster out. I'm just going to plus Kaito, which is probably what I just should have done last turn. Play Goyf. Plus Tamiyo. And just play a fetch land out. Got the GGs. GGs, yeah. This was a fun one. Pretty tight. Not this last game. This last game was a bit of a dud with the Mold of 5, but Painter is always a treat to play against. It's just a really cool deck. Everyone who plays Painter is really good at Magic, I find. Yeah, so this league was pretty good. It was a 4-1, and the one loss was to a green-white depths style deck, which is like tailor-made to beat Tempo, and that was even close. Got game 1, and both sideboard games I just got choked out of the game. And I definitely made some mistakes in that match, as with other matches. This was not the tightest play you've ever seen me make, for sure. But I like the thing I look back on the most was having the answer to choke in the form of petty theft, and then using it on Sylvan Library. Obviously, Sylvan Library is a crazy card too, but yeah, they just kind of had it all that game. And if I played tighter, I could have stood a better chance. But I got impatient. I got, you know, spooked by the Sylvan Library. But anyway, this deck just feels sweet. It feels like it has game against everything. And it's a fun and enjoyable gaming experience for me personally. And at the end of the day, that's what I want when I play Magic. I don't want to play decks that don't do it for me. They leave me not really enjoying winning or losing. And I think this is a cool place to be. I definitely want to keep trying some more stuff with Breakfast, try Voice of Victory in that deck, try some blue-black lists. So there's lots to mess around with in that archetype as well, in addition to playing some other stuff. But right now I've been enjoying kind of settling on Dimir Tempo, and I hope you've been enjoying watching. Thanks so much for making it to the end of the video, and see you in the next one.